3 claps. Your boy Swain's back at it again. Swain Swaggy Sense channel. Thank y'all for supporting me. First and foremost, I'm at 187 subscribers, and we're at that benchmark to get to 200 subscribers. You know, not one of these big 1,000 or 3,000 or even 120K. If that were to happen, that would be fantastic. But you know, just like alongside these other fragrance up and coming risers within, you know, loving the fragrance game, this is something that you really have to like. This is something that you really have to be compassionate about. You know, smelling good. It's an accessory. It's a part of grooming. It's a part of standing out and showing who you are as a person in terms of the scent that you have and the way that you want to approach people and the way that you want people to approach you. So I just wanted to shout everyone out that's in the game, you know, grinding out there in this YouTube world, sharing their experiences with these fragrances and what have you. And, you know, I'm down for it. But, you know, that was my whole sentimental moment. And we're going to get into these 3 fragrances that let's run it back.
2,000 years later.
3 irresistible fragrances that are deliciously insane within these colder months. And some are inexpensive, some are within that mid-range, and it's also dependent on what size you want in terms of the milliliters and with the juice that's inside. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first fragrance that I'm going to be talking to y'all about today is going to be from Michael Jordan's line, and this is going to be Michael Jordan Legend. And this is going to be the more affordable bottle or more affordable fragrance within this list of 3. As you can see, the juice color is kind of ambery, and from what I've seen and from what I've had in terms of fragrances, more so of the darker fragrances, like I told y'all before in different videos, they tend to have more so of a deeper and richer scent. And you can already tell, like, if you have gotten a fragrance and you see a darker juice bottle, you already know it's going to be real potent or just real rich. And I haven't seen or smelled all the fragrances in the world, which, you know, maybe in due time I will, to make that claim, because there may be some fragrances that's out there that might have a darker colored juice within the bottle and is light. So who knows? But to the fragrance, Michael Jordan's Legend. This gets, some people would say this is a resemblance of Bond No. 9's New Harlem. And I've never smelt that fragrance. I only have one Bond No. 9, which I'll get to and explain the one that I have, but in a later video. But with this fragrance, it has this syrup pancake type of vibe. It's real sweet, real rich, real cozy. This is something that you could wear like with this attire. This is the attire that I have on. You know, this is something that you would get a waft of this if you walk by someone that has this on. This has anise, this has lavender, it has some bergamot in there. It definitely has that syrupy vibe, that real gourmandy vibe. And you know, if y'all don't know what gourmandy means, like real like chocolatey, like pastry type. That if you were to ever hear gourmandy in any type of other fragrance video, just think of like pastry, chocolate factory. Just think of that, because that's more so of the gourmand of things. But this is a solid fragrance for me. Like I said, this is the most inexpensive fragrance out of this line. Not saying that all the other ones that I have in here are totally too expensive to get, but you can get this fragrance at Burlington Coat Factory. You can get this at TJ Maxx or any other you know, leading store that's one of the chains out here that has those racks of colognes and fragrances and so forth on there. This one, when I had gotten it, it was about $20. I'm not even sure if it's $20 anymore. It might be even less. This is a great pickup. This, for me, it stays on my skin about 6 to 7 hours, especially like when it's cold. When it's cold, it ain't leaving anywhere. And even when I wear it and then on my clothes, and then I take the clothes off, clearly go to sleep, wake up, and I see that my shirt, I see it, either put it in the hamper or I'm washing it right then. But if I have it out and then I see the shirt and then I smell it, it's still, you know, kicking off of it. and solid fragrance, man. And if this is the closest that, from what we hear, from what I've read, if this is the closest to the Bond Number 9 New Harlem line, well, New Harlem, that's honestly is discontinued, so it's going to be hard to find. But if it's close to this scent profile, then this is a grab, man. This is really a grab, and I'm sure that they have these all over the racks, within those stores that I just mentioned, even online. Once again, it might be cheaper online there too, and especially if you go online now, because they're having like discount codes and discounts on basically all of the fragrance websites. So look into that. But once again, deliciously intoxicating right here. This is Michael Jordan's Legend. On to the next fragrance. So the next fragrance that I'm going to be talking to y'all about today is going to be from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, and that's going to be Uomo's Signature Limited Edition. Okay, limited edition. So you can see how it's pretty much different than all the other Uomos. You have one of the Uomos in all black bottle. You have another Uomo where it's kind of translucent, where you can see the juice inside. And this one is just kind of like limited edition. So like I'm pretty cool, if you ask me. Like I don't want to toot my own horn or anything like that, but
stop it, get some help.
But we can get back to the scent though. So with this scent and with this price too, you're probably gonna pay, maybe, I got this from Marshall's, and you have to, when you're searching for a fragrance, you really have to, if you really want to get a good fragrance, you're really going to have to be on top of your game in terms of looking at your local rack stores. Or if you don't want to look into your local rack stores, just go online. But I got this one from Marshall's, and this was about $60. And I have to say that it was a great pickup and a great steal, because personally, I think with great fragrances such as this one, as well as another one that I'm going to be talking about, like within the fragrance community, that's a banger. Certain fragrances, as you know, get knocked off. So when you don't have them and you smelt them before, it's just it kind of bums you out. So, but that's either here nor there. With this fragrance, like it has the chocolate. The chocolate is literally getting thrown in your face. You have the tonka bean. You have some like a cranberry note in there. You have, on the first initial blast too, you have a slight tinge of citrus. So it's just like not too heavy with the chocolate, but as it starts to dry down, which it dries down pretty quickly, it is great. It sets on your skin, it sets on your clothes, and it's real intimate. Definitely has a great scent bubble. Definitely has a great sillage. This is just a great gourmand. You just came back from work from the factory, the chocolate factory, Willy Wonka. But this scent lasts on me about 8 to 10 hours, and I haven't really put a dent in this. Like I told you before, I haven't really put a dent in a lot of these bottles, which I am doing, which y'all should be proud of me about, because I'm not spending too much bread that much. But I need to budget a little bit better. And for the people that's in this hobby, I know that y'all are going through that same type of wave in terms of thinking, where it's just like, I want to get this bottle, I want to grab this scent, but I have to be more responsible with the money. So like sometimes you just gonna have to chalk it up and wait. But with this fragrance, this is such a classy yet sexy yet formal yet just everything within this bottle. It's limited edition, but even with limited edition, that doesn't mean anything. So I was just talking out my ear. But this has everything that you need in terms of like this is winter in a bottle. Literally, this is winter in a bottle. As far as when to wear this and the other fragrances along with the Michael Jordan's Legend, these are scents that you would get away more so like towards the evening, like when there's nothing to do, when you're outside, if you're going out grocery shopping, or if you're going out shopping for a gift for Christmas, since it's coming up, and and people are going to be asking you, what do you have on, and then you can give them ideas of seeing if you know, seeing if they want it or not. But this fragrance, man, this is such a great fragrance. This is such a great fragrance, and like I got nothing else to say about this, to be honest with you. And like I only use this fragrance maybe, I'll say on one hand maybe 5 times in this lifespan of my drawer behind me, my dresser. And yeah, man, it's something about certain fragrances that bring certain things out of you where it's just kind of like, you know, this is me, or this makes me confident, or this boosts my self-esteem, or whatever the case may be. But you know, I always like to go on tangents because it's one of those where when you get into a hobby, whether it be this or something else, it's just kind of like it takes you to another, you know, another way of thinking, takes you to another way of, you know, moving, because it's just like it makes you happy. So, but yeah, so Salvatore Ferragamo's signature Uomo limited edition. All right. So on to our last scent. The last scent that I'm going to be talking to you all about today is from the house of Armani Code, and honestly, this is probably like the best one out of that line, from not only my point of view, but from other reviewers that I've been kind of following and subscribed to. And this is kind of the same thing, same concept as Uomo, Salvatore Ferragamo's Uomo signature. Like, this is winter, this is fall in a bottle. And this is Armani Code's Absolu. Absolu. Look at that bottle, man. Look at that bottle. So, with this scent right here, the first initial scent, what you get from here is going to be that vanilla. It's gonna be like real. It smells like the vanilla that they just took out and they just scraped it with a knife. Literally fresh vanilla. Has some musk to it. Has that chocolatey vibe, but the chocolate doesn't really isn't as prominent as the Salvatore Ferragamo. But with this scent, this one right here, it has some fruity notes to it. So once again, like, and majority, besides the Michael Jordan's Legend, which is all syrupy, like pancake, that's what you're gonna smell, and that's what you're gonna feel like eating when you spray that. But for the Uomo and the Armani Code, I think with this, it's just like they have some fruity notes in them, so the overly sweetness like won't drown out like the actual fragrance and the notes that are inside. So yeah, so this one has, you know, that cocoa vibe. It has some citruses in there as well. It has a little bit of lavender to make it soft and somewhat powdery on that dry down. This one also has, like I said, that fruity touch to it, but that vanilla. The vanilla is what is king in this fragrance. And if you don't like vanilla, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know, sometimes people say like, oh, well, that's vanilla, or, you know, that's bland. And it's just kind of like, but honestly, you know, even so, you can always go back to vanilla. It's all right. Like, vanilla is always going to be there and it's always going to come through too. So, but yeah, like, this is definitely a vanilla heavy base fragrance, but it does have some other notes and properties on there that you can pick up. With this fragrance, I'm gonna get like maybe, you know, a whole day. I ain't gonna even say like 8, 9, 10, 11, just a whole day. Like, that's with this fragrance. This one is just kind of killing the scene with, you know, in the fragrance world of like these deep, rich scents within Armani Code's line. And because I had the original Armani Code years ago, and that was more so like of a darker version of you know, anything else, all the flankers that came along with it. But this one, definitely heavy on the vanilla dosage on here, and this one is definitely an intimate scent. And not sure if you can get away with any of these in the office. If you do, then I'm sure that people are going to be wanting to follow you around the whole building. So just be mindful of that. You don't want any stalkers or nothing. But This is going to probably run you about like maybe the same amount of money as Uomo, but once again, this one is more popular than both of these fragrances, and it might, you know, be limited, you know, especially during these times of the holidays and people in fragrances. I had went over to the mall yesterday and I went to Macy's, JCPenney, Nordstrom, all of the fragrance sections. It was just packed, and it's just like you start to see how fragrances have become so big now, and it's like, where were y'all at when this was not like this? Like, the people that have been loving scents for years. But I'm not gonna hate on nobody. I don't really judge anybody or anything like that, but it's just kind of somewhat of an observation that you start to see things in a different light when you were in it already. But yeah, man, this is solid pickup. You know, can't go wrong with this. All three of these are a solid pickup. And yeah, man, like I just believe that if you have any three of these, you're going to be irresistible. Irresistible. I guarantee it. You know, people are going to want to touch you.
Ho, brother. Whoa, now.
And it's just one of those where you have to be comfortable with wearing what you wear, as well as the scent that is in the bottle. So the scent kind of enhances who you are. So those are my 3 scents of the day. And once again, they're all within that low to mid-range price, and you can find them in either in the rack stores if you're lucky, or you can find them online. But don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any type of comment of any of your fragrances that you'll be wearing for the winter that's about to approach, just say that, so I could be able to be like, yeah, you know, I can talk to y'all through the comments and say like, yeah, you know, I have that, and or I don't have that, and get my nose to it yet, or whatever the case may be. But love y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all. You know, subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna be coming back with some more heat. All right, peace.